Hello everybody, Glass from Glass Half Dead here, and today we have confirmation that Kroot have females. Sorry, I mean that the Kroot, rules, there are rules for Into the Dark, that's what I'm talking about, sorry. The Kroot tracker doesn't go anywhere without her pet bird. Wow. Kill Team Into the Dark, everybody, these are our first Into the Dark rules drops. I'm going to read the whole thing. If you read it, I'm adding nothing new to it. Except maybe at the end I'm going to say, oh, that's interesting. Maybe that means that. Let's go for it. If you watched our Summer Skirmish preview, not only did I watch it, I streamed it alongside you, sir. You already know Kill Team Into the Dark is coming soon. This box game pits Imperial Navy breachers against a Kroot Farstalker kin band aboard a desolate Space Hulk. You probably noticed the redesigned Kroot hounds. Yes. But did you catch the other featured friend the kin band brought along? We then scroll down and we see a bird with 4 eyes. 4 eyes. That makes sense. It's very Kroot-like. Wouldn't the Kroot just eat the bird? The Imperial Navy breachers aren't the only ones bringing helpful companions into the Gallowdark. The Kroot tracker raised this brave little fella from an egg, creating a deep bond that allows them to work together in battle, known as Pekra. That must have... Oh, I apologize for whatever pop just occurred. I shouldn't say pop. I'll move it. Pekra. There you go. I have now lost my place. These critters are native to Pek, the ancestral homeworld of the Kroot, where almost everything shares a common carnivorous Krooty ancestor. I certainly would like to see an expansion upon the Krootiness of Pek. In battle, the Pekra helps the Kroot tracker by swooping around the kill zone on swift wings, seeking out hazards and hostiles with its 4 keen eyes, as represented by a mobile Pekra token. Interesting. Pekra. Oh man, they do not want people that have to use a pop filter to enjoy this, do they? The first time this operative is activated during the battle, place your Pekra token within 6 inches horizontally and any distance vertically of this operative. Each time this operative is activated thereafter, you can move your Pekra token up to 6 inches horizontally and up to any distance vertically. If this operative is incapacitated and removed from the kill zone, remove your Pekra token. Okay, so it's almost like a GA2 model, except the thing you're moving, I assume, won't actually have any sort of abilities, kind of. It's just something you move. Once your faithful Pekra locates an enemy skulking behind terrain, they're marked for the hunt. And now, there's nowhere to hide, much less take cover. Now it says marked for the hunt 1 AP, so I kind of assume it's like a spotting thing. So it's not just when your Pekra locates them, it's once you spend an AP to do the thing. So marked for the hunt 1 AP, select 1 enemy operative until the end of the turning point. While that enemy operative is within 6 inches horizontally and any distance vertically of your Pekra token, it is marked for the hunt until the end of the turning point. Each time a friendly Farstalker kinband operative within 6 inches horizontally and there has to be a better way to write this, right? Where's the vernacular? Jeez. Okay, anyway. Of your Pekra token makes a shooting attack against an enemy operative marked for the hunt. That enemy operative cannot use light terrain as cover for that shooting attack. This operative cannot perform this action while within 6 inches of an enemy operative. Okay. So, let's just think what that means. You cannot use light terrain as cover for that shooting attack. So, this essentially is giving you, for 1 AP, it's giving you vantage point on a single model, but for all of your models. So if you need one model dead, you need one enemy operative dead, he's hiding, it removes light terrain, which is basically vantage point. Now, the question there, of course, has to be, is this something that's going to be built into the Dark board? We don't know what Into the Dark board, what the Gallowdark kill zone is going to be yet, but we have to assume that it's going to be single floor. It's going to be a Space Hulk, right? And so there's going to be no vantage point. That's the thing that we all believe, right? Unless we're getting something crazy and it's like Zone Mortalis and you can build it up, perhaps. But then surely they would have just told us it's Zone Mortalis. Whatever, not the point. So we're assuming we're going Arena start from the old edition. No vantage point, verticality removed. This gives you vantage point. Or is it going to be like Pariah Nexus, where there were vantage points marked on the map? Maybe we have a piece, like a movable plastic piece of terrain that moves around the map, and when you're within an inch of it, that gives you, whatever it's called, vantage point, or allows you to overwatch extra, or whatever it might do to simulate close quarters combat. And is this just an additional way to get that vantage point-like ability, or are there no vantage points, and this is the only way to get a vantage point? In addition, I have to imagine that on the kill zone itself, there are going to be walls. It's a Space Hulk. Are we saying that walls are now light terrain? But then if the walls, if they're there, are heavy terrain, this does nothing because they're heavy terrain and this doesn't change that. If those walls are now light terrain, but there's no vantage point because there is no verticality, and so from now on, all of the kind of removes the ability to hide behind cover, now just removes light terrain, as Marked for the Hunt does, how is that going to then interact on... Okay, let's take a step back. Forget Gallowdark. These guys can still just be played on Octarius. How does removing light terrain help there? It's just a vantage point. We already know how that helps. Okay, fair enough. All right, never mind. Sorry, I was trying to work through my head. Is this something that is only relevant in Gallowdark because Gallowdark doesn't have a vantage point and this gives you a vantage point? But then if it gives you a vantage point but everything's heavy, who cares? Because vantage point doesn't remove heavy just like this doesn't remove heavy. Or is Gallowdark going to have lots and lots of scatter, and so removing light is useful? I don't know. Let's ignore Gallowdark. Is the ability to put all of your guys, all of your operatives, onto a vantage point for to kill a single model useful for 1 AP? I mean, yeah, I guess. Certainly, as we are seeing things now, it seems that... Hold on. What's this going to... So, we actually have quite a few strong elite teams at the moment. This... How does this interact with Domino Field? Oh man, I wish I could remember what Domino Field does word for word at the moment. That enemy operative cannot use light terrain as cover for that shooting attack. Domino Field means you count as being in cover... please excuse loading. Please do not look at where I'm going. You can go here too, but you definitely shouldn't. Don't go here. No. That'd be very rude. Domino Field. Until the end of the turning point, or until it makes a shooting attack, each friendly Void Dancer troop operative has a Domino Field. For the purposes of determining line of sight, while a friendly operative within a Domino Field is within 1 inch of a terrain feature and more than 6 from any the active operative always treats that friendly operative as having a conceal order, regardless of any other rules. So from what we know so far, anytime it has regardless of any other rules, that means that takes priority, and therefore, oops, wrong page, Marked for the Hunt would not change that. Marked for the Hunt does not get around Domino Field. Okay, ignore that, moving on. The other it's still going to be good going into Phobos and going into Legionary though, and presumably at some point we're going to be getting more elite teams in the future, and it's going to be good for them. Nice little thing. Certainly looking forward to seeing more and more of what the Kroot get, because I think, they're pretty cool. Be nice to see what they're up to, right? Like, this gives us an ability, but what are their core stats? Are they just the same as what they were in Compendium? I kind of assume they were. I doubt that Compendium and Farstalker Kinband would have been made, separately in a vacuum from each other. I'm sure that presumably whatever the compendium is what these will be. But I don't know. Kroot aren't great at the moment. I definitely liked it. I just want more rules. I am more interested in the Kroot rules than I am in the Imperial Navy rules. Imperial Navy, what do they do? Oh, they're just guys. Okay, cool, fair enough. But Kroot are Kroot. These are the first new Kroot models in many a year, and I'm very excited for them. Anyway, guys, this has been Glass Half Dead. This has been Kill Team Into the Dark. This has been Kroot. Kroot on, mother lovers. Good night.